following program is intended for a mature listening audience. Graphic and explicit language may be heard at times. The views expressed and opinions given by the individual hosts and their guests do not necessarily express those of this station or sponsors. Listeners are advised that neither the station nor owners and agents will be held liable for the content of this program. Rebroadcast, redistributed, or reused without the express written permission without the host or producer is not allowed. You are listening to Family Spirit International.
Hey everybody, welcome to Family Spirit International. It's going to be a great day today. We're going to have great guests and we've got some really interesting topics too. So let's get started by bringing my co-host on, Blain Rohan. Hey.
Howdy. Hey, girl. How is everybody tonight?
We're doing
Excuse me.
good.
I hope I stay on longer this week than I did last week. So,
That
but so
was
far it's a good day. Yeah.
well, that's when we start exploring into the supernatural, it starts messing with us. We've had those of you listening, please go back and watch the show with earphones. If you need to slow it down, do that, download it, and do whatever you need to. Please look for EVPs. We have them all the time. We have connectivity issues. That is nobody's fault. It's just part of what happens to us. And I don't think we're alone with that. I think that there's others that have topics like this that have the same thing happen. Look at your shirt, Blain.
You like my nerd?
Love it. Awesome sauce. Yeah. And it is cool to be a nerd, right?
Yes, it is.
It's cool. See my flag?
I love it.
Yeah, yeah. A friend of ours made it for Matt. I just love it. I'd like to have a big one, you know.
Oh, me and you both.
I'm a big, you know, I'm patriotic.
Yes, ma'am.
So tonight I have a dear friend that's also a student of family spirit classes at Piedmont Technical College. His name's David Hembree. He won't be on for the whole show, but we would like to ask him about his experiences because he's had some very unique things happen. He also has some advice for other people that are new to the supernatural doing investigations. So his name is David Hembree. I'm going to bring him on now. Hey,
Hello.
David.
Hey, hello everyone. Hey, Blaine.
Hey.
Well, how
Uh,
you doing, David?
um,
Good. How about y'all?
Good.
so, David, you've been a student of mine for several classes now, and you've gotten your certificates graduating um, with Piedmont Technical College. You've actually earned college credit for these classes. So, congratulations to you.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Oh, and the certificate from Piedmont Tech did come in. You got one from me. And
Uh-huh.
so the lady that's at Piedmont Tech said to give them to you. So next time I see you, which should be Friday, because we've got a thing
Okay.
planned, you can let Andy know for sure, okay? We're going to be doing something Friday. So it's going to be really, really cool. I'll be
Awesome.
able to
I
give
can't
you your
wait.
certificate. Yeah, it's going to be great. We had them last time, but there was a change in staff at Piedmont Tech. So we have a new lady, and she was out of town. So our graduation didn't line up with her being able to prep the certificates. No big deal because we're just going to do it again, right, David?
That's right. I've
So
been in
what?
your class about what? I've been in your class about what, 2 years now?
Yeah, yeah.
Don't feel
David,
like it.
what brought you to the paranormal field? Why did you want to investigate?
Well, Andy told me about your class a while back, and I thought
Mhm.
about it. Of course, I got my brother Roger.
Yeah. For those of you listening and watching, David's talking about his deceased brother, Roger. He's
And I
everybody in
want to
his
learn.
family is deceased except for his sister. Okay,
Right.
David.
I just want to learn more about it and get into it.
And what did you think at first?
It was scary at first, but after he made contact with you that day at the class, we know who it was.
Right. Now, when he says he's talking about David was able to speak with his deceased brother for the first time in all these years, and he was able to make peace with, his death. It was a very sudden death, wasn't it, David?
Yes, he had a heart attack. What they said.
Mm. So the thing is that the supernatural doesn't always have to be something scary and spooky and that
Mhm.
kind of thing. In this case, it was actually very healing, wasn't it?
It was, and he came through on that box thing. What y'all bought? Y'all tried it out on him, and the KT
Yes,
meter going off like Roger and Kim came through that night. His
yes,
wife,
his wife. So he
both
was
at the
able
same time.
not only to speak to his brother, and his brother would, when he spoke to me, I could hear it so plainly. I would tell David what he was saying, and then the K2 meter would respond. You know how it goes, Blaine. You know
I do.
when the voice is coming to you and you speak
Well,
to someone, and then the equipment will verify by going off that you're right. If it doesn't go off, you were close. Try again. Just everybody
And
maintain calm. Right? What's up, David?
the KT meter and the cat ball is still going off
Are you
with this picture.
serious?
He's with
Roger,
us.
yes,
He
Roger.
hears
Can
your
you believe
voice.
this?
It's going to yellow.
Hello, Roger.
hi, Roger.
He Okay, so we are actually live doing an investigation with David in his apartment. Now he's not alone. He knows the regulation is to not be alone,
Okay.
investigating. Because if you fall in a hole, have something happen to you, you need to have
Happened.
someone to know what's going on.
That's
And
right.
so this is his brother. David, ask him, is this Roger? And tell me what it says, what it does.
Is this Roger? Can you make it go all the way to red? It passed the over to that red, almost to the red.
So that's him.
Roger,
Yeah.
can you make it
That's
go
good
all the way?
confirmation.
Yeah. He's not always as, sometimes he's stronger than other days. This might be, you know, he's not quite as strong as usual. So, Roger, how does it feel to be on on television? As what we're doing now, streaming, and you're deceased. This is pretty incredible. He's a special guest too. He made an appearance.
And it's lighting up.
He's liking it. Okay, ask
Hey,
him
he's
if his
liking
wife
it.
is here.
Can you go all the way to red?
Uh huh.
He's trying to.
So, all of you that are watching and listening, if you have any questions you would like to ask Roger or David, please send a message underneath this stream and we will ask. And someone's saying hello to
And
hello.
that's right. And Blaze, those
Yes, sir.
extras behind here are nothing behind the pictures, just a table and a picture frame.
Okay.
I have a video of when this thing first happened. You know what I mean? It when he first made contact, we were in class, and I could feel him. I could feel a spirit with David that really wanted to speak. I could feel the excitement. Like I'm getting ready to say something myself, but I knew it wasn't my feeling because I have been teaching class all this time. So that meant that it had to belong to someone else. And that's what it
And it
means
was,
when you're an empath. You have to be able to sort out what you're feeling and what a spirit is projecting to you.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, right before David started talking about his brother, I felt chest pain. And then he said his brother died of a heart attack. I'm like, that's confirmation enough for me.
that's perfect confirmation. That's awesome that
Yeah.
you were able to pick that up. So, Roger is even able to give information to us, even though we are streaming. Blain is in Alabama. David's in South Carolina, but we're still connecting. I hope everybody's watching this. Let's see what else we find out. David, is his wife here with you?
okay, let me ask her. Kim, are you here with us tonight? Can you make it go all the way to red? It's going to yellow,
She's
not
trying.
all the way to red.
Yeah, that she's doing her best. So, how else did he communicate with you, David? Is that why you were attracted to the class? You felt like he might be there?
Well, me and he was really, really close together after both of my parents, passed away. So we kind of stuck together. So, but I guess because bringing me into the classroom to learn more, in which I did, I came a long way fast.
Yes, you did. And listen, he was so dedicated to get the right kind of evidence that he practiced his timing. He wouldn't ask a question and then say something right after. He would wait so that he wouldn't talk over the response. It made his EVPs more clear. And
Hmm.
he knew to keep his telephone or any other piece of equipment that amplified some type of electromagnetic field away from K2 meters, and be careful about bumping the cat balls, because you want to have
Oh yeah,
real
they would light
evidence.
up.
So what was your first piece of equipment that you were attracted to first?
My first equipment, I like the K2 meter and the rep pod.
So you like the REM pod and the K2. Hey,
And
Blaine.
you got me the K2 and the cat ball, and I came and got the tablet.
That's right. So what he's doing with his tablet is he's making an SLS camera. So
Oh,
he's
cool.
gone from understanding how these pieces of equipment are made and learning about what they do to starting to make them. Of course, his best buddy is radio, like he repairs radios and he did sound systems for radio stations. Okay, that's his little kit. I love this kit, Blaine.
Oh, that's cute. That's cool.
Yep. He's got the cat balls. He's got his ghost box. What's his dowsing rods? What
Yep.
else is in there, David?
Don't forget the quarter machine
That's it. He's got a nice
and
one, and it
in
also
a ghost
plays.
box. In a ghost box.
Right.
And I got the K2 meter right here. Batteries, flashlights, and a nice case.
Isn't it nice?
That's pretty.
Way to go, David. See how organized he is. He likes all handheld stuff.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, Corey Rice said someone stole his dowsing rods, and mine are in Canada. So I'm going to have to make us some more.
I know. Corey, don't worry about it. They won't work for the person that stole them well. So there's karma on that bad boy. I already made sure that nobody responds to those dowsing rods because it's not you, Corey.
And Blaine, when I came in this class, I didn't have no equipment to start off with.
So he saved his money, budgeted, and he also bought some things that were secondhand. And he's also come up with ways to have trigger items. Now, his K2 meter is the one that has the little antenna on the top. It's very sensitive, but he wanted the standard one that has the lights that go across. But what I like, is the voice recorder, because it also plays MP3 like tunes.
Nice.
He wanted to have, if we were investigating a train and he wanted to have a train whistle, he could record that and play it as a trigger.
Yeah.
That's right.
You know what I like too? Hey, David, what shape is that K2 meter? What does it look like?
Can you take it out and show us? Yeah.
Yes. Hang on 1 second.
Yep. Just tell me what you think it looks like.
Round with the antenna on it.
Yeah, it comes up like this, and then it has the little antenna.
He has just a
He's got two.
EMF meter. Okay. What I was trying to describe, David, if you look at an actual K2, it looks like a coffin.
Coffee, yes, it does.
Yeah, he's got
this is my favorite because this has actually worked good with me and Lee. We tried it out the first time.
Right on.
I'm so proud of how well he's grown to this. He understands different dimensions. He understands about how spirits are able to communicate with us, and how to limit his interaction and not getting too nervous, But now listen, it has not all been roses. David did have something very negative happen. And I know people that have investigated for years that never had a problem. So we were doing a residential case. It was an emergency. And David wanted to help the family. So go ahead and tell him what happened to you, David.
I got pushed down for the steps.
Yeah, he went down the steps, and once he got to the bottom, my husband was right. Yeah, my husband was somewhat behind him. I don't think he was directly.
Matt took pictures of it and saw the handprint when I got pushed down.
Yeah, he had the thermal camera in his hand, and he was several steps behind David because he was looking at the camera. And when David got to the kitchen, down to the kitchen floor at the bottom of the step, he felt a hand push him, and Matt was able to get a picture of the hand print on his back.
That's good.
And it wasn't hot like a human touched it. It was cold.
Cold.
Yeah.
I sat in that chair for a long time.
Mm-hmm. Now tell them what you were doing before you went down the steps and what the situation was.
The two girls, and one of us had a hand on tucked to my hand. My whole body was in cold spirit that day.
Yeah, those girls were in spirit.
And they didn't want me to leave.
Yeah, they couldn't leave, but they wanted to. And they were hanging around David, and they were really scared. And David said, well, come on, go with me. And when he got down to the bottom of the step, the male spirit that was there, that was very aggressive, shoved David down. He did a
He
lot of
got
things.
mad. He got mad at me.
Yes, he did, because the girls were paying attention to you.
David, welcome to the club. You've been pushed downstairs.
He
I know
landed
what
on his
they are.
knees.
Yeah, I thought you would be a real investigator. You get like pushed down or kicked, punched, had your hair pulled, something in an investigation.
I had my equipment with one hand. I had my coffee mug, and down I went.
Well, he's cut all his hair off, so he wasn't going to get his hair
Yeah.
pulled. Well, David, how did it feel when that entity touched you?
It's happened so fast. I really didn't think about it, but wasn't scary to me. I'd do it again if I had to.
Yeah. Now that you know what can happen, you know you can be on guard from it. Corey, who was on my team until he moved to Tennessee, Corey Rice, he said that he had an investigation where something similar happened, and it just breaks his heart when things like that happen to people we're investigating with. But it shows you that the supernatural is real and it can interact with us.
Hmm.
So those people that are saying there's no such things as ghosts, well, guess what? We can show you, and come on, go with us and go down those steps. Well, actually, they're okay now because we were able to rid that place of that man, and the girls are now free. So, but in that particular instance, when we were investigating that house, there were people that are in spirit that were asking for people that had lived in the home before. There was a young boy that had lived there with his grandmother off and on. She was watching him, and the ghost box, which is the, like, the shack hack radio scanning, asked for these people by name. They asked for the lady that owned the home. That lady showed up, and then they asked for her grandson. Well, she called her grandson, and the whole golf team showed up, which I thought was pretty crazy. And we had all these young boys around, but the lady that owned the house, they were wanting to know what's going on. And the young girls that were there remembered the grandson. Of course, he's now in high school, about to graduate. So, they were asking for them, and the young boy had had some experiences, and the ghost box said something about those. So he was able to get clarification that he did have that activity, but he wasn't afraid.
Right on.
When he left, and some of the boys from the golf team were some of his childhood buddies that had been at the house with him and spent the night, and they remembered their names. The spirits did, and asked for them. When they were about to leave, all the equipment in the house went off at the same time, and the ghost box said, "Love you." So once we got rid of the man, it was all about love and family reunion. So I just wanted to say, good job, David. I mean, you took one for the team, but in the end, it ended
Yeah,
up good.
I was sore for a couple of days, but I made it through.
But see, Corey is indicating there was a daughter who was in this particular location, and the father had trapped the daughter there and had been abusing her in life, therefore is abusing her in death. And the these two young girls were slaves, had been, you know, that was what they were, and that property had been a farm, and these girls worked for the family there. And so this man had something to do with the farm and had something to do with their death. Honestly,
Mm.
I feel like it was a form of birth control, just get rid of the person. But anyway, yeah, that's how that went, and the girls are free. And they're happy to
Wow.
meet the family. The family's aware they're there. Brandon Cooper, who produces our show, he was there at the investigation. He helped us with
Yep.
getting the bad guy out of there. And we called Blain, and Blain was working from a remote location, trying to help us out. And it did. So that's what happened to David. Now, where else have you investigated, David, that you liked?
We did a Crybaby Bridge
Hmm.
and a couple of cemeteries, and we had a little thing here at my place when I went to the cemetery to go see my folks, and all that mess happened.
Yeah, that
And
was a very interesting thing.
it,
He
it
went,
was two, what you said, two figures, dark figures here, right?
yeah,
It was two dark figures here, Blade, at my apartment. And
yeah,
I caught
it,
on the
yeah,
camera.
yeah. He has a security camera in his house, and he caught those shadows with his camera. So that was very scary for him because he didn't understand why there would be dark figures there. And as it turns out,
Because Andy said, he told me that morning the refrigerator door came open just a little bit, and that drawer came open.
yeah, that's so scary. But we were
Poor
able to
thing.
finally, yeah, we did some investigation and we figured out what it was. So that's good.
Yep, and it's been kind of peaceful, quiet since then. So,
So, David, do you have anything else you'd like to share with people that may be new to the to paranormal investigation or ghost hunting?
yes, uh, learn, listen, be careful, and do not navigate alone. Have someone there with you.
That's right. So that's good. I appreciate that you remember that and that you are aware. Good for you. Thanks for
Thank you.
having. Thanks for being on the show.
Thanks, David.
Oh,
You're a great guest.
anytime. I like this.
Yeah, well, you were a great guest. Thank you, David.
Thank
Oh, he's so sweet. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about Sacred Intent products, Blaine.
Yeah. Well, this is a company me and Lee created together. Um, excuse me. Let me get me a drink here. I got all fuzzy throated. All right. Now, well, that's not much better, but hey. Um, it's a design idea that we both came up with. We're going to make dowsing rods. We're going to make pendulums. We're going to make um, saging. Um, um, what am I looking for, Lee?
Well, we're doing lots of
Smudging things that
products.
you can smudge with is another thing.
Yeah,
We're
those are
doing
the
some
torches, the herb.
jewelry.
Yeah.
We're doing a whole bunch of stuff. So you'll be starting to see a lot more products coming out under the Sacred Intent from Family Spirit. So I think that's pretty cool
Yeah,
that
we're
me
going to
and
have
Lee
a
partner
great time
together.
with
And
that.
yeah, because she likes making things. I love making things. It lets our creative sides come out. And if you're an empath medium, it's good sometimes to let yourself do something that takes your mind off of things for a while. It gives you something, a hobby. Plus, it helps renew your inner spirit as well.
Yes. These things are, they should be very effective with helping you receive messages. We are using medicine wheel energy, which means that we'll be using the elemental elements, the four
Yes,
elements, and we will be using lots of Reiki healing.
yes,
And
yes, yes.
it's very important to have the right tools. If you have something that you buy that's mass produced, it will not have that intent. It'll just be chaos. So don't forget that when you get a pack of cards, or if you get a dowsing rods or a pendulum or anything else, when you're doing automatic writing, make sure that you cleanse the pen, you cleanse the pendulum, you cleanse the dowsing rods, you cleanse your deck,
Yep.
um, and for God's sakes, make sure you cleanse your spirit boards. Don't use a
Thank
spirit
you.
board. Don't use a spirit board if you don't know how to use it. The reason why it's different than these other devices, spirit boards, you put your hands on it, therefore you are the tool. Okay? When we're able to use our God given psychic abilities, whether we hear it, see it, smell it, taste it, whatever, um, hear the voice, see it, and face to face kind of a thing, whatever it is, that does not mean that we are connecting with the spirit directly.
Yeah.
It's almost like a remote viewing sometimes. When I touch an object and get a reading from it, that can be a risky thing. So make sure that you guys are remembering to cleanse yourself and be ready for whatever message you're getting, but then cleanse yourself afterwards.
Always.
Yeah, you got to prepare yourself.
And any product that me and Lee sell under sacred intent, it will be 4 or 5 times blessed from me and Lee, several other different people. And once you take hold of the objects yourself, we're going to let it take your energy. But our blessing and cleansing is still going to be on it, but our energy's not.
Yep. So one of the things I wanted to go over tonight is how we're making some of these analog style. When I say analog, they don't require batteries um, for our the products that we're making. Let's see if I can find my. Now I just had those. I wanted to show these beads that I was able to come across. They're very pretty. They're made from recycled paper and they're rolled by hand. Very beautiful. What in the bloody heck did I do with my beads? I
I
had
know. I
them.
just saw them yesterday.
Yeah, well, I had them out to do the show, but these beads are shaped like a pendulum, and they are
Beautiful.
somewhat heavy. They're not a stone where whack, that kind of thing. It's a little easier to move, which should make it a little more. I think it would be a little more sensitive, you know, because some K2 meters you have to have a really hard electronic, um, you know, sensor for it to go off. But I have got some beautiful beads. And what's so important about the beads is that they're made from recycled paper. And as you know, a lot of people are very green. Okay. You want to make sure that you're not leaving a carbon footprint that's too big. You have to be earth friendly. That is an indigenous belief. If we have something that's convenient for us, we're going to use it every way possible. When I
Mm-hmm.
had a garden one time and it had a lot of zucchini, we had zucchini spaghetti, zucchini jelly, we had it all, chili, like I said, spaghetti, everything you can think of made from those doggone. I don't really eat zucchini much anymore, but I also traded them for, like for eggs and things. And that's a big thing. Whatever you have, offer it to those that don't have, and then they should be able to do the same back with you. And
Mm-hmm.
that's what it is to be a tribe. Okay. I said that I was going to start doing more to explain tribal thinking. One of them is that you don't have a problem with giving to people that need. If I have a lot of cows and I suddenly have a lot of milk, I can sell my wares, that's true, but I can also trade. I could ask someone, hey, do you need some milk? Yes, we do, and we're overloaded with tomatoes. Well, now we can switch out.
Yep.
You know, Sometimes people are blessed with abundance for things, and others don't have it, and that's how you learn to love, show love.
Yeah.
Gifting is important. Bobby says, hey,
Hi,
hey,
Bobby.
sweet lady. Oh, God, she's so cool.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
is.
Okay, so card for the day. Ready?
Let's do
All right. I'm going to find those beads, darn it.
it.
Maybe I put them up and I hid them from myself. I bet I did. But I'm going to be making pendulums from those. My husband has designed some dowsing rod things, and very fantastic object finding. They can be used for many things. So I'll explain more about that later. But this Sacred Intent product is great. And Blaine and I have started. Yes, the foe did steal them, Corey. You're probably right. I've got about 5 or 6 of those beads, and I'm going to be getting more. They're made from ladies from Uganda that do not have jobs. So this is by buying these from them, it's giving them a job. they're using recycled paper and painting on the beads and making a product they're selling. And that's part of what we're doing as Sacred Intent. So each one of our dowsers will have a story,
Yes.
whether it's something where we can explain how these things were donated in order to benefit a Habitat for Humanity, or this was someone's estate sale, and this is benefiting the family in this way. But we're making sure we find things that can be repurposed and come from a really interesting background. So each one will tell a story. Okay, card of the day. You ready?
Let's do it.
It's supposed to be card of the day, but I'm feeling two.
Do both.
I'm going to have to.
Because I'm feeling you need to pick up the deuce, the two of them.
Okay. All right, here goes. And I will be using my book still because there's just too much to these. Ooh. The first one is a conch shell. Okay, that's very interesting because a conch shell is formerly a home to a sea creature, but it's also a way of calling someone, right? Making a noise. So the words for that is calling. And a calling can be, I need to contact someone, but a calling can also be something that you are called to do. And I cannot read without taking my glasses off. Sorry. Okay, so the conch shell serves as a wake up call. Ding, 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 wake up call. Ignore it at your peril. Your destiny awaits and needs to be discovered. Conch shells are used as shamanic trumpets.
Yes,
They were sounded by tribal people such as the Northeast Indians, which is India Indians, to announce impending natural disasters. And these sea snail shells are used by shamans all over the world to assist in healing ceremonies. The vibration and primal sound of the conch shell can blast away any blocks and objections from your critical mind and from others as you strive toward your personal and sacred path. Now, I think that is fantastic because that is what this show's mission is, to have a safe place for people to be able to talk about their paranormal experiences because we're able to believe you. That's part of being family.
Yes, it is.
Once in your place of sanctuary, you will become more sensitive to the sounds of the human breath and the spirit that vibes everything. So that means we need to quieten our spirit. We need to quieten our hearts and stop being so agitated. I feel like the whole world's in a state of agitation right now. And we need to be able to find our own calling, walk by their own drum. Okay? The conch shell trumpet, or the sea shell horn, has been used worldwide since the Upper Paleolithic period. And in Fiji, it's to announce the death of a chief, rite of passage to the sea, ancient temples. It just goes on and on. So wake up. Your busy lifestyle is blocking out the voice of spirit. Enjoy the sound of silence and listen to your inner wisdom. I think there's some meditation in order here, Blaine.
And I love meditation.
Take steps to embrace your life purpose and trust your intuition. Follow your dreams. Oh my God, this is exactly what we were writing about last night. So
Yep.
I would like to go ahead, since this has come up. Clearly, Spirit wants me to say
Yep.
our book about psychic children is about halfway through. I would say once you get things rolling, it kind of folds and follows into place. It falls into place. But we are going to do our best to have them available, these books available to the public for the Deep South Paracomic-Con.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Corey says he just started adding binaural beats into his meditation sessions. Those beats can be very powerful because they resonate on an interdimensional plane. So,
Yes,
Corey,
they do.
if you're doing that, be prepared to be receiving messages from spirit. So
Exactly, because it does amp it up a lot. I could, from experience, me and Lee can tell you,
go
just
ahead, Blaine, tell them.
going in poly jail, me and Stan Fikes, who is the other producer we have on the web radio network, we blasted this jail for about 45 minutes before everybody investigated it. And we were getting so much cool stuff. Even on our audio and video recordings, it was still picking up the binaural beats, which is something wonderful because everything you listen to or see has a binaural beat to it. It goes back to the dawn of time. It goes back to the dawn of energy, which is like forever ago, you know? So it's a good thing, but, you know, limit yourself. Don't overdo it. Like Lee always says, cleanse yourself before an investigation, cleanse yourself after an investigation. But yeah, those are good. It's a good tool to use, but don't overuse it.
Well,
that's all I'm trying to say.
I wanted to also point out when I say cleanse yourself, what I'm saying is get yourself calm, get your spirit calm to where you know your mental state at that moment. So that when you go into a location and you're starting to get signals from spirit and you're trying to improve your psychic abilities, you can understand when something's coming at you that's not your emotion. That's hard to do. I'm walking along and this is what I feel, tra la 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 la, and now all of a sudden, like Blaine said, I feel something in my heart, something in my chest. As it turns out, David's deceased brother Roger was letting him know that he died of a heart attack.
Yeah.
So you have to have that place of your resting emotion, your resting mentally where your mind is. So when you go into something, it doesn't completely just wipe your feet out from under you. Another one I wanted to say here, okay, about the conch shell card. Originally from oceans deep, I blast my sound, wake from your sleep. Heed my call, embrace the notion, take the path of true devotion. So this is saying that everybody needs, a little wake-up call. Remember who you are, that you are actually a spirit having a flesh and blood experience. You're not the reverse. You're not just all of a sudden having a spiritual experience, okay? The next one is the North card. Look at the bear. Isn't he cute?
Oh, hi, bear.
Hey, bear.
You know I love my bears.
That's for solitude. Yeah, I know you do. Now, the North is it's a little different of a card, which I find very interesting that it came up with the conch shell. But this is pretty intense because I was looking at this for someone else, and this reading might also be for that person. When you pick, I actually was trying to do this Sunday or Saturday and ended up in the emergency room. The time has come for you to distance yourself from which seeks to change, mold, and control you, who you are. Okay, that is so important because when something is trying to influence you, it's trying to get a response from you. It's much better to calm your spirit and seek the things that you feel is your heart. You don't need to have somebody trying to push some sort of mind control over you. You will never know yourself by doing that, okay? I worry about people, asking certain psychic mediums or certain psychics in general, or I worry about people being led a certain direction instead of letting spirit talk to them and lead them. That's where it should be, your personal walk. Okay.
Yes.
So this influence may be another person, an addictive substance, and it's talking about sugar, money, alcohol, or a negative emotion like fear, guilt, or greed. And now, isn't that the truth? Contemplate what's got you to this point and what you need to let go. Put some space between yourself and that controlling influence with a detox, a retreat, a sweat lodge. And see, Brandon just had a sweat lodge and I couldn't go.
Yeah, me too. I'm jealous.
Yeah, it's got to happen again if I have to get in the shower and fog up the
That-
place and just
Pretty
breathe
much
in.
that is my sweatshop before the shower. So,
When you strip away all the ifs, buts, and maybes, there will be room for the cause of your challenge to surface. There it is. What is being brought to you? What is it that you're supposed to change in your life or be challenged by? What are you supposed to be learning? Today, I learned how to humble myself. I had something happen years ago when I was in school, and it was a bitter rivalry situation with a lot of influence trying to separate two friends and me and someone else. And the situation presented itself again out of the blue in my life. And my initial reaction was like, oh no, I can't be around that, whatever. And instead, I analyzed it. I stepped back and pulled my personal feeling out of it and analyzed it. And I saw that that person's supposed to be getting a blessing and I'm in the way. I called her and we made friends, and I swallowed my pride and realized that it wasn't my fault after all and it wasn't hers. And we were able to heal today from something that
nice.
happened a long time ago. And it's all because I humbled myself and listened to spirit. It's not me that I'm saying, woohoo. I'm saying I received something very wonderful today. And if I had taken another route, which was my knee jerk reaction, I wouldn't have got it.
Nice.
So I
Hey,
hope that everybody has that opportunity.
Lee, I want to tell you earlier you talked about Matt having migraines.
Yes.
I think somehow my energy's pulling it from him to me. I didn't ask for it, but it's to relieve him.
Well, he went to the chiropractor and he sounded like, bubble wrap. Crack, 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 crack.
Oh,
Yeah, it was between his shoulders. He was inside a big vehicle of some army such of something, and he was upside down looking at the what do you call it, the fuse box thing, and leaning backwards on that seat and whatnot, threw his back out.
oh, ouch.
He's a big man. I can't pop his back. I can't do it. I tried to, and I had him on the bed, and I was using a towel to pull, or put it around the back of his neck, and you can adjust the whole back that way. I pulled the whole bed. I didn't do anything to him.
Oh, my goodness.
So I need you to hold his feet whenever we see. Hey, Margie. Hey,
Hey, Margie.
my sweet friend. Hey, Todd. Thank you for watching. Bobby, thank you for watching. So, yeah, please be careful. Try to shield yourself because I feel like the pain's trying to find its way to somewhere.
That's okay. It
So
won't be the first time I took pain away from y'all. I don't do it on purpose. It just comes to me.
you had to do that for me with my hernia the other day. So when times are hard, you will survive. You've the knowledge to stay alive. It is within you the courage and will to be alone, stay calm and still. So those are the cards for tonight, and I will be doing more. If those of you that are watching, if you want a reading, you need to talk with some of my admin uh, that are in the chat. I should have Maria. I've got Bobby. Maybe she'll help out. David said he was going to be out there, and Jeff. So if you are interested in me doing a one card reading, if you want to donate some money, we are going to do a little investigation coming up. Let me tell you when that is. Um, we are going to be donating to a food bank
Right
that's
on.
in town. There's a lot of people that rely on it. And so when we have our little event, this little, investigation, indoor investigation on the 24th um, of June, if you're interested in coming, just send me a private message. We'll be doing a UFO meetup. And when I say UFO, that's the topic. We're going to speak about aliens and anything cryptid. We're talking about Lizard Man. We're talking about Chupacabra, Wendigos, Loch Ness Monster, Bigfoot, aliens, UFO. We are going to have that at 5 o'clock. Okay, the invitation is on Facebook. Let's see. Oh, all right. Let's see. Hello, Carol. How are you, sweet one?
Hello, Carol.
Okay, so the whole thing with this UFO thing started because I had several experiences. A couple of years ago, I had something happen where I saw a UFO and I lost some time. And then we were all doing an investigation and we were caravanning to get some scrambled eggs and coffee after an investigation and sort of, recap what we experienced and just be able to high five each other and be together. I'll be dog if all of us didn't see 3 UFO in the sky. My mom and
Wow.
I saw one on the way back from, we were in the Memphis Little Rock area and we saw one on the way home. There's just so many sightings right now and so many things that are being declassified.
Oh, it's so great.
So
Finally.
it's going to be a fantastic conversation. So I'm
Wait,
very excited. Yes.
on your end, is something covering the bottom of my face? 'Cause from my view, it looks like there's like something over my face.
Across the bottom of your nose,
Yeah,
across your beard, you've got a
yeah.
shadow.
I don't understand why, but hey, cool.
So Christopher Fisher comes on often, and I've been sent him an invite. Let's see what he's got to say today. Let's see. Let's talk a little bit about the paranormal conferences that we're going to be going to. The Deep South Paranormal Conference is coming up soon. If you want to find out more about it, you can go to Deep South Para Comic Con. Okay, so that's spelled Deep South and then PARA and then COMICON.com.
.com.
And .com, we've got 67 days, 13 hours, 4 minutes, and 54 seconds. Oh, wow. That kind of makes it real, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm sure Stan's feeling it right now. It's like it's real, real, real.
yes, yes. Okay, so of course we've got Stan and Teresa Fikes. They will be at their own Paracon, of course, but they will also be speaking. They are paranormal investigators
Yes,
and darn good ones too. I love
yes, they are.
Teresa. Teresa is one of my favorite people ever. So I
Yep,
can't wait to give you a big hug, woman.
I
And
know.
we've also got Charles Campbell. Let's see, Charles Campbell. Let's look
He's
at
an
him.
anime guy. He does voices for a lot of anime cartoons, which I don't know that much about because, my cartoons were Scooby Doo and all the Hanna Barbera stuff. So hey,
Yeah. Oh, I love that
oh,
stuff.
oh, I
I,
do
I
too.
and I used to collect comic books, and I used to have the Land of the Lost. Remember them
I
with the
love that
stack?
show with the flea stack.
Oh, I would really trip out if I could find one of those comics. There was another one that we did that was, oh my gosh, the New Zoo Review.
I remember that show too
You
on
remember
PBS.
it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the News Review coming right to you. That's
That's
what
it. That's it. Oh my goodnit's. I had so much fun with that.
I
And
watched that, the Banana Splits, Sigmund and the
Supplement,
Sea Monster,
you got a
H.R.
great
Puffin
memory.
stuff
HR Puffin Stuff. That's the other comic. That was the one. Oh my gosh.
with
And
Witchy
let's see.
Poo.
Yes, that came out in, I'm looking online, it came out in 1969 and
Yeah,
it was a children's television show. It only had one season, but
yeah.
there was also comic books that came out with it. And basically, it was like this kid, Jimmy, shipwrecked on this island. And there was an evil witchy poo, a zany witch who wants to steal Jimmy's talking flute.
They had a
Well,
talking flute.
she had magical objects too. How funny is that?
I know.
So Witchy Pooh was evil and was always, and he only wanted to find a way home. So that's so cute. But those comics are worth a lot, and you can find those kinds of things at the Comic Con. So it's going to be split into pieces. There'll be the Paracon and then the Comic Con. However, my booth and Blaine's booth is going to be in the middle because I've got lots and lots and lots of Comic Con type of products that you might
Yep.
want. I've got, let's see, a lot of things that are Star Wars. Let's see, I've got Star Wars, I've got Marvel, and I'm getting some more comic books from a friend of mine that has a really cool comic store. So they're going to be super cheap and they're going to come in these long boxes. Those of you that know comics know what I'm talking about. And, you can just go through them all you want. I've got Grogu, the Mandalorian. I've got, oh gosh, I smell children. What was it?
Oh, oh, oh,
Why
oh,
is my
come on.
brain dying? Somebody tell me what I'm talking
Hocus
about.
Pocus.
Hocus Pocus. Yeah, they did a part
Yeah.
two. Yeah, they did a part two. I've got some blankets and some throws for those of you. Thank you, Carol. You guys saved me. Um, so I've got a lot of things that'll be fun for the comic book folks, the Comic Con, which I am a comic book person. I am
Yeah.
a Comic Con person. I probably would come in costume. So I think it's going to be fun. So let's see. Charles Campbell is actually a Japanese superhero of the manga series, which is huge. Um,
Yeah.
he works with New Fist of the North and Mazen Kaiser and Blade of the Phantom Master. He's directed and produced 105 episodes from the Science Ninja team, Gotcha Man, and as well as the continuing Rurouni Kenshi Samurai series. That's so cool. That he's just I gotta talk to him. Oh my god. My husband will be there and he's a little bit shy. So this is going to be a great thing to have him to speak out because when he starts talking, he's so intriguing. We'll have Jeremy Leonard from 28 Days Haunted and The Ghost of Morgan City.
Yep.
He was fantastic on both of those. Can't wait to
Yes.
see him again. We'll have wonderful Jeff Leeper, who was a demonologist, exorcist, and pastor, along with his assistant um, and empath Maria Player, and she was on Repossessed with me. She's
Yeah.
an empath and intuitive assistant in exorcisms. I've done that before. That's hard work, so that's quite a calling in our life. For those of you that like The Walking Dead, you'll like Santiago Cirillo. He will be there. He was on The Governor's Wall first season. We've got Sonia Thompson, who is a Walking Dead zombie. Miranda Young, who's great. She's a
Oh,
wonderful
she's awesome.
speaker. She's a wonderful speaker, and she is a ghost biker exploration. She rides her motorcycle. Yes, I said she rides her motorcycle into these small towns, and she finds not only the paranormal activity there, but also the history and mystery of each. She's a lot of fun. I love
Plus,
being with
she
her.
can draw like the Dickens, let me tell you.
Yeah, she's fantastic. And I'll be there. Yay, me. I'll be there. And
Jamie.
Connie Koenig is a certified hypnotherapist, and she is absolutely breathtaking. She's beautiful, and she's a wonderful speaker. So let's see what we can get into when we see her. We've got David Childers, who's from Haunted Hospitals season 2. I think he's got one of the best episodes.
Yeah, he does, actually.
What he dealt with was pretty crazy. I am on Haunted Hospitals, season 5, and I don't remember the episode, but I don't think you can find it in America yet. So I'll remember more when we can see it more. We've got the wonderful Blain Rohan. Yeah, he's a shaman, an empath, an intuitive paranormal investigator, and he is on Haunted Hospitals, but he's also on Mission
Mission
Unsolved.
Unexplained.
Mission Unexplained. Thank you.
And I was a consultant for Repossessed.
Yes, you were, and
Mm-hmm.
you were on that. You were a consultant. Look for the credits there. in the Georgia episode, and you will see his name. Couldn't have done it without him. Now we've
Yep.
got Jonathan Odom, who is a cryptid guy who I hope I can talk to whenever we have the UFO meetup. Okay, so we've got Sherry. What's Sherry Shelton, who is a walker. She's so she looks like a school teacher, but then when you see her in makeup, oh my God, she's quite the actress. That's
Yeah.
scary. The Fox family, Destiny and Michael Fox. You know, when people meet them, Destiny stands right out because she's got that blonde, beautiful blonde hair and those deep eyes, you know, dark eyes. And she's very talented. She sings, you know, she's got charisma. But Michael has also got a lot of abilities. He's a very good investigator, very analytical.
Yeah.
I,
Me and
I
Leah both investigated with the Fox family. They're very
yeah,
good at what they do, but
I
they're
enjoy
also
them.
willing to learn stuff too, which I thought was great.
Yeah,
So they picked our brains. They wanted to know what we knew, and we were happy to share with them.
that's so cool. She gave me a necklace the last time I saw her, so I'm going to get something cool ready for her. We've got Stephen Baxley, and he's a martial artist. We've got J.C. Titan, and he's a mentalist. So that means that he's a magician, and his abilities go beyond belief. I wish I could do something like that, but I don't know. I just Charles Campbell. Did we just talk about him?
We already talked about Charles.
Okay. Nick Simmons, and he is from 28 Days Haunted. He's a cool guy.
Oh yeah,
I
he was the other location. That's right.
Yeah, I think that Nick and Michael Fox would be awesome to investigate with together. Their styles
Yeah.
are similar. You and I are our styles are similar. Wouldn't it be cool if the four of us went someplace fun?
Oh, I know.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Okay, so then we've also got a Ghostbuster. His name is Ben Bracken, and he comes in costume. So that means he's going to be a cross between, you know what I'm saying? Between the Paracon and the Comic Con. So sweet.
Yeah, don't forget we'll have cosplay there. They have a car show there.
Mhm.
They've got some wonderful vendors that are going to be there. Some great food vendors. Let me tell you, they are
Yeah.
phenomenal. Stan and
Oh,
Tracy do it up right. They get the best vendors for food and other things for vendors. It's just amazing what they get to come to their cons. It's awesome.
I love those chocolate covered strawberries from that vendor.
Oh, yeah. Now the
Oh,
burnt ends, oh,
I wanted to change quick subject because I just got
sure.
an email in my publisher, VAP Publishing. Um, she has published my book, the newest one, and
Oh,
it's called Tales in the Dark. Okay, this is more for kids. Christopher's in here. Let me add him real quick. Christopher, I didn't see
Hello.
that you had come in, my friend. I'm sorry. I was looking at a website. How are you?
I'm all right. It's been a better day. It's finally raining here. We haven't had rain in about 6 weeks here.
Well, you'll feel better tomorrow now that it's rained. So Tracy, Rizzo, hey girl, hey, and Carol.
hello, Tracy.
Yes, I love them. They're so
Hello,
sweet.
Todd.
Yep. So I've already done a card of the day. I'm going to do another one in a minute. Who wants a card pulled for them?
Hold on. I saw first one that you're going to get. Hold on. Da, 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 da.
I'll let you take a quick look.
I'm trying to find him again.
Hey, James, I've been looking for you. I was trying to find if you were on or not. You had some really good posts the last time we had a show. Oh, yeah, I'll pull for you, James. That's cool. Let's see which one that Blaine had, and I will definitely do that for you. James had a lot of things to say when I was trying to do your suicide awareness for soldiers and first responders. James is military veteran. So, yeah, he had a lot of great things to say, kind of chime in to help us out through that because I didn't have you with me and
Oh, yeah. I got to tell that story when we get done.
Yeah.
What happened last week?
Yeah, that was
It was
insane.
crazy. But
So
somebody asked for a reading. I'm trying to find him again real quick.
Okay. Well, I am very happy to say that I'm going to be, at the at that Paracon in August. I'm also going to be at Gettysburg, the Gettysburg Bash, and that's coming up in July. I have to have a surgery, and I've got some issues with that. It might not, I don't know, but the Gettysburg Bash is the 14th of July through the 16th, and I love Gettysburg. I love the people there. I love the food. I mean, it's southern. I love southern food. I'm from the south,
Oh
so
yes,
everything great there. But the history, I could feel it everywhere. It's like it's almost stopped in time.
it
It
is.
really
There
does.
are certain places there that they have the original furniture from the 1800s still in the houses. The only thing to do is modernize it and put electricity in and bathrooms.
So, I'm going to finish this last sentence about my book. And did you know that I had my book finished, Christopher?
I didn't.
Yes, the name of the book is Tales from the Dark. Tales from the Dark. And our lovely friend Rex Nielsen, who helps with production of the show, is a wonderful, mind blowing artist. And he did all of the art. Let's see if I can get the folder out here of what he sent me. Please consider going on Amazon. Even though it's considered a children's book, it's actually not so much about a child learning about the campfire stories back in the day, but it's nostalgic for you if
Oh,
you're
big
my
time.
age. If you're
Yep,
Blaine loved my book. Okay,
I
I would
loved
read
it.
it to him, and he's like, "Oh God, that's so cool." Here's one of the pictures. We ended up not using this one. He did a cover specifically for the stories. I have one about a Wendigo. I have one about a wolf, about spiders. You know, solving Rex did that. Can you believe
Yeah,
that?
yeah. He's actually doing the artwork for Sacred Intent as well
So
for me and Lee.
James said my haunted and historical museum. James, do tell what you are talking about, because that sounds mega fun. So don't leave me hanging.
Yeah,
This is
I've
another
got
one.
your reading when you're ready, Lee.
Okay, cool. So this one I think needs to be added in.
Oh yes.
So Tracy said she saw some of his stuff a couple weeks ago, Rex. So if you guys like really interesting graphic arts that are hand drawn, okay, and if you like little ghost stories, I mean, they're creepy stories. They're not meant to be really, really scary. I'm no what is it, James Patterson?
Yeah.
It's nothing like that, but it is a fun story book. And if you look in the back, you will see that I've researched some of these campfire tales, and I can tell you where they came from. Some of them go all the way back to the turn of the century. So,
And I can tell you this. Okay, I read the book with Lee as she was writing it, and
mhm.
all I can say is, if you're an adult, it'll take you back to your childhood. You can lose. Hey, you don't have to think about paying a bill or worrying about this or worrying about that. Go back to that time when you were sitting around a campfire with your family or friends and telling ghost stories. That's exactly what she's doing. It's entertainment for the children, but it brings us back to when we were kids as well. I mean, just phenomenal writing from Lee.
So
You're sitting there and lost in the stories like, oh my God, what's going to happen next?
thank you, Tracy, for sending healing vibes and prayer. Just pray for me, think about me, and thank you for your support, everybody that watches us. It means so much to us. We really are trying to get our message out there that you can speak about the supernatural and embrace parts of it without having a negative response. Lots of times it's rejected by people that are afraid, or it's rejected by people that have different teachings. What we do is not a religious thing. We're not bound by religion and laws. We're talking about spirituality, and so everybody's included. Now, Okay.
All right, Lee, your first reading is going to be for Todd Garver.
Todd Garver.
Then I got
Okay.
another one after that. I just got to find her again.
Okay. I do have James too. So,
Okay, you got James too. Okay.
okay, Christopher, do you want me to pull you a card, my love?
Yes, I woke up nauseated. I did time traveling in my dream, like astral.
Okay. You know, you do that a lot.
Mm-hmm. It's the first
Tracy,
time I did it
Christopher, pull your camera down a little bit. I always see the top of your head.
yeah, I want to see you, Christopher. There he is.
There
Christopher,
you are. Okay,
I need
thank you.
I need to send you the book, and I have ordered them. So I'm going to, if those of you listening, if you want the book, send me a private message and I'll sign it and send it to you. I will have to add in the shipping and I'll let you know how much it is. I haven't gotten mine yet, so I don't know how much to
You
charge
know
at the
how
moment.
long in the future I was in today in my dream?
Hold
When
on.
the sun started to become a red giant,
That
like
sounds cool.
2 billion years from now. And I was seeing that
So,
we erected structures to force it to go into a white dwarf without harming the planet.
okay. Well, Christopher, here you go. Oh, this is a good card. Can you wait a minute? I'm about to show it to you. Can you see it?
Yes,
See the penguins in the sun? Isn't that crazy that you had a dream about the sun? And there it is on the card?
Mm-hmm.
That's insane. So, this is the South. Okay, the South is about abundance. So, you see the little penguins in the sun? So cute. I'm going to do some reading with this, okay? Please don't think that I couldn't do this without it. But these are so important to me. I want to make sure I'm giving you all the information. So I'm doing Christopher first because, you know, he's on the show with us. All right, my love. Sunshine, love, laughter, and all of these things are sometimes all we need and all we crave. When they come to you in a plentiful supply, it's time to enjoy. You'll have good financial fortune. Your dream job or your dream partner may be headed your way. Anything is possible when you have passion for life, burning so bright like the sun inside you. Anything is possible. You will be seen in the best possible light by those around you. The nagging aches and pains of life will fade. And make sure that only you, excuse me, be sure to take only what you need, as overindulging or greed can be quickly flipped around from good times you are having to the opposite. Take care of the material gains that come your way and be generous. Give some surplus away and put funds aside for the future. Think ahead and remember others will be attracted to how you can help them and care for them. Okay, it says, ignite your passion, let it grow. So much awaits for you to know. All your needs could now be met. 'Tis only greed that poses a threat. I think that's beautiful. So that's for you,
wow.
Christopher. And it goes along with your dream. And to me, that's also telling you what the dream meant. And notice how it became a big greedy monster and was about to destroy the world. It was saying not only, hey, I'm going to have some wonderful times coming up with friends and family and abundance, but others would be so greedy they would take it and destroy. And that's a beautiful message for today. Thank you, Christopher, for bringing that. So, James was saying that he has haunted items that would be great for the Repossessed show. I'm so happy to hear that.
Yeah,
I
really.
It has not, Repossessed has not aired in Canada. And being that it's a Canadian show, we have to be very careful about, like streaming something like this and me blurting out something about it because
Yeah.
it'll ruin it for Canada. And they're the ones that, did the whole thing. So I have to be very careful. Thank you so much for saying you've got something. And when I go to the paranormal conferences, I'm going, like I said, to Gettysburg. I'm going to Alabama to the Deep South Paracomic-Con, and also, wait a minute. There's the Deep South Paracomic-Con. I will be going to MassCon, which is a conference that Sam Baltrusis puts together. I've just got to say, I love that guy. He's such a good man, and he's got such a good heart, and his gifts are so clear because he's a transparent person. What you see is what you get. So I cannot wait to spend some time with my friend. I'm also going to be at the Sleepy Hollow, New York Paracon the 16th of September. And more to come about that. Oh, James says he has some things for truly. I have truly haunted items that have made national news and worldwide. Well, James, why don't you come on the show? Come on this show, and
Yeah.
we don't need to tell everything about it, so that you still have some mystery about it, so that maybe if Repossessed chooses the object, then you can still have it to present to them. But he says he's also got objects for the Conjuring and the Warren family. How fascinating! Yes, James, you are invited. Um, let me let me get the calendar, because I make mistakes when I don't go by the calendar.
Yep.
I don't mean to, but I get confused. So let me take a look. Send me a private message. Let's make sure that we can connect properly. Just go ahead and do it while we're thinking about it, and then I'll reply to you with dates, because the director of MUFON in UK is coming on the show, and John's bringing his TV producer with him. So they're going to have some really incredible things to say. And obviously, I'm having to be very careful about their schedule, because they're in a whole different time zone.
Yep.
So I need to make sure I have them taken care of. And the Booth brothers are coming on. They just
Nice.
finished up their haunted auction, and they have another one coming. So when they come on, they're going to kick off some teasers and sizzlers about their new auction coming up. And I hope I'm the first one to buy something. Boom, I want it. So, all right.
Lee,
Okay.
I want to tell you real quick. Mama Jenny's here with me, and how she's letting me know she's here. Well, besides she come up and told me, um, I know back in the day she liked to hang clothes out on the line,
Always,
and I got
always.
that fresh linen smell off the clothesline. That's why I was sitting there smiling a minute ago. It's like, 'cause it smelled so good. You don't smell that no more. But she
Okay.
told me to tell everybody hi.
The That was very meaningful. Thank you, Blaine. I just found some of her hankies. She
Oh,
had the little lace hankies, the little white ones, and her great grandmother and grandmother made them. And sometimes she bought them, but she always, when she worked, she had one in her apron pocket, and she always hung them out.
mm.
Didn't matter if she had a dryer or not; she hung them out because she said the sun sanitized them.
Oh yeah, that smells so good off the
Okay, who's the
clothesline.
first one? Who's the first one? Is it Todd?
It was. Let me get back to him again. Come on, Todd Garver.
Todd Garver, come to the front. Please send a message in the chat so I'll know you see this. Or I'm not going to do it because you're not there. Todd, send me a message on there. There he is. Okay, Todd, I shuffled him up. Oop, there it is right there. All right, whoop, there it is. And two fell out. They were
That's
stuck
telling us
together.
overnight. You got to do this all night.
Yep. Okay, so this one is the shaman. Is that because you're watching my show? You got me and Blaine. That's so funny. No, I'm just keep teasing. I have not pulled. This is a new deck. Look at the birds. I'm in the bird clan, and it's the drum. My drum broke. I need a new drum. It's over there. Anybody that has a little hand drum for sale, please let me know. I'd rather get one from somebody I know than order it online, and it doesn't mean anything. So, all right, my love, the shaman card. Okay, shaman, there's a calling for that. And a shaman doesn't really translate as pastor. What a shaman translates for is when you talk about medicine, when it comes to um, indigenous beliefs, um, here we go. You're not just talking about medicine that you take, okay? Medicine can be what nurtures your spirit. It can be what nurtures your emotion as you heal from certain things, okay? So, how can you help others if you do not know yourself? And we've been talking about that all night. So, the role of the shaman is to access knowledge and wisdom as a seer, a spirit doctor. I love that, a spirit doctor. Not a witch doctor, but a spirit doctor. Okay? And it's to access knowledge and wisdom. You're being called upon to bring about harmony, balance, and wholeness. Wow, Todd. This is a big one, honey. I hope you're listening. Please go back and listen to this, okay? All right. So you're being commissioned by the Great Spirit to bring about harmony, balance, and wholeness. And I believe you already know where that's supposed to be. Yeah, Todd says, "Wow, that's right. Wow." Whether
Todd,
you
start with yourself first.
yeah,
Hmm.
self-care is important. What they say, if you're in an airplane and things are happening, in order to take care of the person beside you, you have to put the mask on yourself so that you can take care of that other person. You can't tend to them if you're knocked out. So, please take care of yourself first. And whether you've been called a shaman, a healer, a priest, a witch, an elder, a magician, a druid, any of those things, you are walking the path of an ancient tradition that was not split into separate teachings. Thank you. That's what I've been trying to say about family spirit. I don't split things into different teachings. The
Exactly.
great the great spirit is big enough for all of these things, okay? Perhaps you've forgotten your life purpose and you're being called to walk the shamanic path. Taking on the shamanic journey will restore your balance and make sure whole again and you're whole again and help others to heal around you. You may have become disconnected from your soul or be lacking vision or the perception of who you are. Why are you here and what is life about? Just look beneath the surface and you'll discover a living tradition. Wow, a living tradition that flows in your blood and in your bones. As your ancestral memory awakens, you will journey through time. Now, Christopher, isn't that what you were just talking about?
Yes.
As your ancestral memory awakens, you will journey through time, coming full circle to become one who knows the whole and complete. Oh my gosh. Believed to have originated from the Tungusk Evenki language of North Asia, shaman describes one who knows and is consumed by the fires of inspiration. The term is initially associated with the ancient religion of the Turks and the Mongolians, but it's now used as an umbrella term applied to the medicine people of Australia, Africa, the Americas, and Europe. Shaman focus on soul healing. Oh my God. I had some of that today. Incredible. Individually and as a tribe. And you're connected with coexistence and the relationship between the communities and its surroundings. So create a medicine wheel. And this is something that is big for me. The way you do a medicine wheel, dear, is that find objects, just go outside. You don't have to do this in a costly way at all. Todd, just go outside, look in your driveway or by the river, and pick up rocks, leaves, bark, anything that resonates with you. It could be a flower, anything that you like. I prefer that it's something that's got some weight to it so it doesn't blow away while you're trying to do this. And what you do is you figure out which one of those items is the one you resonate most with, and you put that east. So the only thing you have to do is figure out where the sun came up. It comes up in the east and it sets in the west. So put that one object to the east, and then you can make the others around it. And then you need some things that will represent earth. So if you have a piece of bark, there you go, an acorn, whatever. Wind, you can have a feather. Fire, just put a match in there. You don't have to light it. If you want to light a candle, that's fine. Just
Yep.
put your lighter in there, something like that. Fire and water. You could just get a cup of water and have it in there. And just relax yourself and ground yourself back to the earth. Push all the negativity out into the ground where it will be neutralized, and pull up the positive energy through your veins, through your ligaments, through your bones, into your all of your organs, into your heart and into your mind. And remember that God made all of these things and us for us to be able to coexist. Okay? So, remember, I am the one who heals and knows, since his heightened essence flows, rites of passage, old tradition, weave through time the true magician. So the things that God made, the organic nature of those things are so important for you. Oh, um, James Cunningham is saying that he wore his native medicine necklace to
I
Polly.
sure did, James, and it was wonderful, man. He's got a tortoise shell, and it's a plate. The thing's heavy, and it was given to him by a Cherokee person, so that was pretty cool.
Wow. Ooh, I would love to have seen it. Well, make
Oh, it's
sure that
beautiful.
you can use oil on that. I wouldn't do baby oil. I would do something like olive oil or something like that. But my husband's coming in. Hey, baby. Ginger's wanting daddy.
Hey, Matt.
Blaine says, hey, brother. Yeah. So here's the drum. Todd, does any of this resonate with you so far? If it doesn't, it will. Give it a couple of days if it doesn't. But I really hope that you can understand where the healing part comes in now. Okay, this drum is like the binaural beats. I'm just going to tell you what. Okay, he's got it on his mind some. What this means, Todd, is that you're a healer and you're a peacemaker, and Great Spirit's wanting you to bring that, okay, to something that you may know of that's probably got some conflict. Okay,
I
now
know, Todd. What I want you to do too is don't think about it. Just let it happen. Because if you think about it, your mind will talk you out of it. But I can feel right now that you are a natural healer. You just
yes,
don't know it yet. Um, so let it come to you. I always call the term "let it flow." Don't think about it. Just let it come to you, and it will. It'll come to you in droves when you just embrace it and let it flow. Okay.
that's the best advice I've heard about something like that, Blaine, because when I first started trying to do this when I was young, I would hold my breath and try to strain to make energy flow through. And Mama Jenny, baby, what are you doing? You look constipated. Stop
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
She's like, just kind of give it a little flow. Remember what it is you want, and don't think about it. Just say healing and touch
Yeah.
it. And your intention is what activates it, Todd.
Yes.
What
Exactly.
your good-hearted nature will heal what needs to be healed in that situation. Okay.
Well, you
Now
know
the
what's funny too, Lee, is both cards you pulled actually pertain to me as well because I am a shaman and I am a drummer.
That's
I
right.
love
That's right.
so it resonates for me as well, which I think is it's just so soul cleansing. It's so cool.
Yeah, it is
I'll let
awesome,
you go ahead.
Todd. You're right.
I do apologize,
Yeah.
but I had to throw that out there.
You're so right. I didn't think about it. Hey, Brandon.
Hey,
Hey.
Brandon.
This is our other shaman. Uh, now he's I can't hear you, brother. You're muted. Now, remember when Corey mentioned something about when he meditates, he plays the binaural beats.
Yes.
This is the original binaural beat,
Yes,
okay?
it is.
And what it symbolizes and what it connects to is supposed to be the heartbeat of the earth. Okay. I went to a cave spring in Georgia. I want you to know I was standing outside that cave and I heard drums.
Yes, we did.
And I have never had that. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. You were there. Yes,
Well,
you did.
remember
I
we
forgot
were in the
that.
cave filming. Remember we were in there filming. I said, Lee, before we started filming, I said, Lee, do you hear the drums?
Yeah,
And she's like, oh my God, I do.
that's
Yeah, we
exactly
heard them
right.
inside the cave and outside the cave.
I
So that
had
was pretty cool.
Mo and I snuck over there at night after we got there. We were supposed to be, lights out and everything, according to, oh Lord, I'm telling on myself. But anyway, we went over there and I was like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, I hear this. And Mo was like, Lee, shut up. I'm going to try to record it. I was just, because I was so happy and it felt so amazing. It really felt like I was listening to the heartbeat of the earth because it was
Oh,
coming through.
exactly.
The place was locked out. You can't get in just anytime you want to. It's part of the park system. So there's no way anybody could be in there playing drums. And we were getting ready to do what we were doing there. So uh, okay, so James is saying he's going to need our help protecting visitors from these items that he's bringing.
Already done.
Thank you, James. Yeah, what we're going to do is have a shield around our booth, and we'll, spiritually have to let people in, that kind of thing. It'll be like, the electric fences that dogs, it's going to be something like that. So don't worry, we'll be able to take care of everyone. Okay, so with the drum, I tried to tell you what I was saying. Every drum awaits its destined keeper. Drums appear to you now because your struggle to be quiet, to chit chat of your mind needs to, you need to be rescued from that. The drum will connect you to memories of your mother's heartbeat, the cosmic mother, and the ancient rituals and ceremonies of your past lives. So, yes, this is talking directly to your soul, however old it is. The sound, energy, and vibration of the spirit horse is waiting to waken the primal sounds you've been subconsciously searching for.
Mm-hmm.
That's the lost sound of your soul.
Yep.
The drum is offering to take you to the other worlds you've been longing to explore. Again, another one, Christopher, that aligns with your dream. Another one, Christopher. So the drum is your companion of the journey of awakening. Oh my gosh, but one's saying you need to awaken and that you are, and this one's saying, don't worry, I'm going to help you.
Yep.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
wow.
This is powerful.
Oh, I love this. Because now I got, thanks to Lee, I have drum beats in my head all the time.
Yes,
But now I'm hearing the tribal ones around me, which is pretty cool.
Okay, there will be transformation. Okay, awaken, arise, ancient traditions drum your soul back home. Okay, known as the spirit horse, the handheld frame drum dates back 43,000 years ago. Okay, in the Bible, Exodus 15:20, Miriam, a prophetess, which is a prophet but female prophetess, and the sister of Moses, she played a toph, a handheld drum or a tambourine, and she crossed the Red Sea. All the women went out after her, drumming and dancing, rejoicing in a trance at the miracle of the parting of the Red Sea. Drumming is the foundation tool of communication, healing, and transient work.
Yes, it is.
Pray with me before we start. We'll journey deep into your heart. Invoking trance, awaken the soul, and we drum as one until you're whole. Oh my gosh. What a magical reading for you, Todd. Man, you've got quite the journey ahead. Enjoy yourself and keep us updated. We'll be thinking about you.
Yeah.
So,
Tracy asked me a question real quick. Tracy, the tingling bells, I have that anyway because of tinnitus from being in the military, and ringing in the ears means that you are having spirits come near. So yeah, I still get that too. So I can't take that away from me because I still have it anyway.
Yeah. Now, who is the next person? I know that I need to do one for James.
Yeah, James was the next one in line that asked.
Okay, James, I'm only going to do one card, because it's 8:32 and we've got to do the we've got to talk about suicide prevention.
Mm-hmm.
What is that? Oh, the altar. James, this is for you, and it's about honoring. Okay, an altar is usually associated with worshiping something, but in reality, an altar is more than that. It's about things that you cherish and that you honor. Okay, so an altar, yeah, that's one of it's a very old practice, but focus on honoring that what sustains you, those who came before you, and the true beauty and purpose of your being to bring about the harmony that is inside of you that you need. Regularly honoring an altar that is a personal and tangible way to achieve balance and maintain serenity over the next few months. Keep your altar simple. It can be a tablecloth with a quiet in a quiet corner with a mantelpiece or a windowsill. I like that. I love windowsills.
I do too.
It's your intention to honor the blessings and gifts from the spirit and Mother Nature. That is the most important, and your altar must reflect that journey. Adorn the space with the items that are sacred to you, like flowers, tobacco, sage, or images of your ancestors, and include these items that represent each of the elements. You might use a crystal for earth, back to the medicine wheel of earth, a red candle for fire, an incense stick for air. Oh, I like that. An incense stick for air. Duh. The blue candle is for water, and a small mirror for spirit. Whoa. Your altar is a thank you and a pause for reflection on the gifts from the world the shamans walk between. That's beautiful. So
Oh, it is
basically,
beautiful.
what it's telling you, James, is just really simply you could either do a medicine wheel altar type thing where you have the things that you love or represent the things that you love. The Mexican tradition of the Day of the Dead does that. But you could also just make you a medicine bag, things that you love, little, snippets from things that you love, like the flowers outside your front door. You could even spray a cotton ball with your wife's favorite perfume and to remember her, a lock of hair from your child, things like that is a great way for you to stay centered.
Yep,
Honor that which is sacred to you. Make room for quiet time and dedicate that time to remembering and focusing on your gratitude. Precious gifts and sacred items lay bare, holding a spare to bless all that is there. Ancestors, elements, directions, and more, come speak with them and be rest assured.
that's awesome.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's a nice one to just be a calming. It's a new way, a different way
Yeah,
of grounding, I think. I think
yeah.
I'm going to do that today. I think I'm
Yeah,
going to
let
do
me
that.
answer Tracy's question real quick. All right, Tracy, you hear bells and sometimes specific bells. Well, let me tell you, bells are a percussion instrument, so technically they are metal drums. So you are getting the drums, and your spirit guide is letting you hear the bells when you need to know something, or you
Um,
need to listen to something,
now,
or you
Tracy,
need to do something. You will actually know what you have to do because your spirit guide will come to you some way through the bells to help you out. Okay?
well, I want to throw this out there, and I know you guys are going to think this is crazy, but fairies often have the sound of bells.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if that is something that you have ever wanted, but maybe you have some fairies in your garden or your yard or something like that. So just think about that and see if something comes to you. Okay.
No, this is pretty cool, Lee. She replied back, "That's when I hear the bells, when I have something to do big."
Big.
So there
Yeah.
you
There
go.
you go. So James is saying that he's the protector of historic and special items. And I'm glad you liked the reading. And Carol said, beautiful readings. It's been a very powerful night.
Yes,
But
it has actually.
it's been fun talking with everybody. And hopefully, we'll have our wonderful friend Bill Murphy on with his wife, Anita Pittman. I hope that works out. where they can come. She has had a lot of physical challenges, and he's been very busy working on projects because, he's a physicist, and so he works by project. So I'm hoping that everything's going to fall into place for next week. If it doesn't, the Booth brothers said that they would love to come, and that's going to be a lot of fun because they'll be talking about their next auction. So James is saying that's why I protect native and historical items. He's the host to the Knights Templar ball. Maybe that will tell you more about me. Oh, James, that's wonderful. That's
No, James will
wonderful.
be at Stan's Con with us. He is one of Stan's a part of Web Paranormal.
Oh, wonderful,
Yeah,
James.
so we'll see. He was our MC last year.
I remember that now. Okay. Well, James, that's wonderful. My husband's grandfather was part of Knights Templar, and I just wish that I knew more about that. I'm Eastern Star, which is the female version of the uh, Masons. But I
Yeah,
don't know
and the
enough.
Masons do follow they're just basically changed the name from the Knights Templar to the Masons. And I could tell you a whole lot of history on the Knights Templar and the Masons
Oh,
because I'm a history buff, so I read all this goofy stuff that I
I
know all
love
these
it.
weird facts.
We should talk about that sometime. James's wife is also a Eastern Star. That's wonderful.
I
I
know.
don't. I haven't gotten back in with the meetings like I should, but I'll get there. I mean, when we had the quarantine, it threw everything off.
Oh, I bet.
Well, Blaine, do your thing, brother. It's time. Do you want to do the video?
Yeah,
Brand?
let's show the video first, and then we'll talk about it because this is an actual vet. If Brandon, you pull that video up where the audience can see it, and this might be disturbing to some people, but I think it has to be shown, and the message needs to get out there. So, if you
Well,
don't mind, Brandon, put that video on for the folks.
you know, um, if he was strong enough to make the video to bring about awareness, then we are big enough to also show it. It's crazy.
Exactly.
Oh, Tracy says she's got several Masons and Eastern Star members of her family. Thank you.
Right on. Brandon, you still with us, brother?
I see him. He's saying yes. I guess he's trying to get it
Oh,
together.
he's trying to get to pull up. Yeah,
Uh,
this is a video that's very important to
Here we
myself
go.
and Lee and Brandon because it's a fellow vet.
We had trouble playing this last week, so we'll see how it goes. Bless his heart. Just
Just
looking
let
at
y'all
it.
know this is unscripted. This is this man pouring his
Tale
heart
of
out.
this
So listen to
veteran,
what
he
he has
didn't
to
expect
say.
that.
7 times over the course of the last dude, the VA has continued to let me down. I just want some continuity of care with mental health providers. These doctors keep quitting, they keep switching. And then the one doctor that I really liked, who talked me off a ledge the last time, refused. I had a split because they fell out of network, and then they came back into network. So I went the last 2 years dealing with my own.
Well, it might be coming back, but I just wanted to say that this poor gentleman goes on to explain that he has had to tell and retell his military episodes that have caused him PTSD to a different doctor, and he had
Yeah.
one that actually saved his life, and he wanted to stay with him, but he had to drop him. Now is he talking now? I see him moving, but he had to drop him because he wasn't in network, and then when he came back in network, the guy refused him. So that's sad. Now last week we had a very very good suggestion. One of the I can't remember who it was. I wish I could. Um, she said that her brother was dealing with this, and he wrote everything down about what happened to him. I think he probably should video himself so that the tone of his voice and his mannerisms and things that these people are looking for as triggers and cues of things that we aren't aware of, but they need to see it. It would help the doctor so that he doesn't have to go through it again and again.
Well, I could tell you as a veteran that's had to do that, it is not easy telling another person about your personal fears and stuff that you had seen over there. Because, we went in the military. We're supposed to be manly men. I'm sorry. We still have emotions. We still have feelings like everybody does. And I understand what this gentleman's going through. He's pouring his heart out because he's begging for help. I mean, he is begging for help. And unfortunately, there's too many veterans that are getting the same runaround that this gentleman is. And that's why I'm going to segue into this. That's why you have 22 vets that they try to kill themselves or do kill themselves.
Mm-hmm.
For one, if you ever feel like you're going to commit suicide, please call somebody. Please talk to somebody. Talk to your friend. Talk to your mom. Talk to your dad. Anybody you can talk to. If you have to call the number, it's 988, and if you don't want to talk on the phone, you can text with them. But that hotline, that suicide hotline, is not run by like 19-year-old kids doing a call center. It is a professional psychologist, psychiatrist, clergy from all different religions. Like I said, it's not some 19-year-old kid just getting $7 an hour on a help desk. It is actual, real certified people that you can talk to. And you can always call myself. You can call Lee. You can call her husband, Matt. You can call Brandon. There's somebody that will talk to you. I will be more than happy. Even if I don't know you, if you're a fellow veteran, you're family to me. I don't care about race, creed, religion, none of that stuff. We serve together. You're my brother or my sister.
James is saying that the VA is getting better, but deny till they die was well known.
Well,
it's true.
I know the Montgomery VA, I can't say anything bad about now because they got rid of all the bad apples that were there and replaced them with actual doctors that care, actual staff that cares. So I can't complain too much about mine, but I can't speak for other VA systems around the country. But I know in some of the bigger cities and stuff, yeah, it is a huge problem because they're having to farm out psychiatrists, psychologists, and like you said, some of them will stay in the network that the VA will pay for. And if they drop out of the network, you can't go see them again unless you want to come out of pocket with it. And what's a veteran should never have to come out of pocket for anything like that at all. It should be free to all veterans.
Yeah, it should. One of the things that Tracy Rizzo was saying is that her partner is a retired Marine and he suffers from PTSD. And she's saying that, heck, if you get in a bad fix emotionally, call her. She'll listen. Yeah. So
and we have several people in our audience that listen that will be glad to take a message from you, to take a call from you. We're here. Our whole purpose of us being here is to help other people, help spirits, help cleanse the universe. Because we're all connected.
I do want to say I've been looking at some more, I'm always digging into suicide rates within the military and first responders. We actually had a 14% reduction of suicide rates until the quarantine with COVID. And then it's now at an all-time high. So what they're saying is having social networks where people can, give a little bit of help.
The other problem is cognitive deterioration among the vet and disabled populations.
That's right.
For high risk of long COVID, both veterans and disabled, both.
That was well put, Christopher.
And people with mental health disorders are at risk too.
Yeah.
And in fact, in the educational communities for teens and stuff, I had one psychologist mistake it as attitudinal learning loss or NDD, I end up having to show them that that they've seen increased cognitive loss and brain damage among repeated COVID infections in children.
Here's a small program. It's called the Bob Hope Legacy Reading Program, and it's through the USO. And while soldiers were in the Middle East, they had the Bob Hope Legacy Reading Program. It's through the USO, and they could record themselves reading a child's book to their kid,
Yes,
and
they
then
can.
ship it home.
Yeah, I did that for my granddaughter when I was over in Iraq and Afghanistan.
Oh, Blaine. Oh my God. How
It was
precious.
therapeutic for me though too,
Yes.
so it helped a lot.
It's saying that the most special thing is staying connected with your family so that your life isn't split where this is my family and this is the military. They're doing a lot more yellow ribbon events. So when a soldier is being deployed, they're able to go somewhere with their family, and then again pay for another one when they come back, so that you're able to stop the world, stop work, stop everything, and the family go on this trip to reconnect.
That is beautiful. That is beautiful.
I saw one of the commenters state about telehealth and the VA system.
Yeah.
A big cause of that, VA has the same strategy in Medicare. They pay 50% of the in-person rate. I have all the regulations of both agencies.
Yeah.
And I actually like the telehealth myself because I have a video chat like we're having now with my doctor, and he gives me as much time as I need to say what I need to say, and talk to him about my medications, if they're working, if they're not working. We talk about helping. I always tell him about what we do on this show, and he said that is amazing that you guys do that. I said, look, I do this for every veteran that ever wore a uniform because we signed that dotted line. We weren't drafted. We signed voluntarily. So if you volunteered to serve, you're my brother or my sister.
Yeah, you bleed green.
Like you said, I don't care what military branch you're in, what your religion is, what color you are. I don't care. To me, you're all military green.
Does your local VA have wraparound services with telehealth as well, that you have access to a social services team like in
Yes,
person?
we do. Yeah, we do.
That's nice. I found that the main problems that the commenter mentioned, some local VAs don't have that.
Well, they're getting a lot of this stuff from the new PAC Act that they just passed. A lot of changes in the VA are coming about now, which is beneficial to vets. They're now reaching back when you go back and claim. Yeah, you can go back and claim if you're a Vietnam vet on Agent Orange. If you're a Gulf War veteran, you can do something with the burn pit. I'm waiting on my decision right now about the cancer I got from being over there. I had lymphoma cancer in my left side of my neck. I had my left tonsil had cancer, and the back side of my tongue on the left side, they removed a hunk of cancer out of.
Tracy and I, she's one of the commenters here. She said she suffers from PTSD from something entirely different, and I do too. She said she focuses on being creative and turning confusion and depression into creativity.
Thank you, Tracy.
Yes, and my husband did that with me. He actually took me out shooting and trained me like a soldier. So, I got it now,
Yes, you do. And one of the things I love too about that, being when we make the stuff for Sacred Intent, it is therapy for me and Lee to actually do that because we're getting to be creative. And we're making something that means something to somebody else when they take over it. So that's one of the great parts of it.
So if there's any veterans watching and listening to the show, we can show you that we do survive death. Okay, we do survive death. I've never had a spirit come say, hey, suicide was the best thing I ever did. There's always things that were left unfinished. So it's not a proper plan for you. If If you need help, expressing yourself, please contact one of us. I would like to ask Brandon if he could say just something quick because he does some things with a program that's amazing.
Yes, he does.
But I do want to point something out. You affect family and other soldiers.
Yes.
When you think about suicide or have problems with it, my husband was there for someone that committed suicide, and he didn't die right away. And Matt was with him the whole time until he took his last breath. It was awful. Memorial Day turns into
One life is too many.
It is absolutely. So, in order to fire back at whatever it is that made you a victim, survival is the best revenge there is.
Well,
Brandon,
let me tell you this too. Okay. If you're thinking about committing suicide, please don't, because Great Spirit put you on this earth for a reason. You might not have fulfilled that task yet.
Mhm.
And if you go ahead and you can ask me and Lee both, we've talked to people that have committed suicide on the other side. They're not happy people at all. They will never be happy.
I'm so sorry. Tracy said she
Yeah, we
lost
are, Tracy.
23 people in a year of her family. Brandon, do your thing, brother, because you were involved in a lot of things. Uh-oh, you're not talking, baby. You got to turn your mic on. There you are. James says he's had to leave a fallen comrade.
There we go.
He'll never do it again. There you are.
Can you hear me? Okay, here we go.
Yeah, perfect.
So I work with a organization called Sacred Mountain Retreat Center. It is a 7-day retreat for veterans and first responders that suffer from PTSD, anxiety, and other things. Look us up at www.sacredmountainretreatcenter.org. I believe, yeah, org. And all expenses paid trip out to Deadwood, up in the Pahasapa, which is the Black Hills. It's very healing. It saved my life. That's why I decided to work with them as as a mentor. So maybe come out. Maybe you'll get to spend some time with me, and we'll chit chat about my story.
I mean, Brandon, you're living proof of what I just said. You haven't fulfilled your purpose, and you're now fulfilling your purpose, which is beautiful, dude. What you do, I still want to come up there to the Black Hills, and any way I could help, I will be more than happy to.
Well, I'll call you tomorrow, and we'll talk about maybe getting you to go through the program first.
I think you need to.
I think that would be awesome, dude.
I think
I really do.
Also, there's another organization here in South Carolina called Simplify Barn. It is a place out in the kind of out in the woods where you get stay free of charge for like the weekend or however long you need to stay, so you can get your mind right. More information about that, since I know we're running low out of time, is www.simplifybarn.org or .com. Either one of those will take you to the link to learn more about that. And
right on.
Just reach out. We're here. And I put my number up there too. If you guys, if somebody's hurting, call me. That's why I put my number up.
Thank you. Thank you so much, brother.
Yep.
These techniques that are part of the Sacred Mountain Retreat are Reiki based, from what I see. So there's a lot of extremely good training that you would get from that, not just to help yourself to get by. This is life-changing stuff.
And we're starting to add a little bit more of the spirituality side.
Right on.
Once I get there. So, yep.
Good job.
And I'm going to go away now.
All right. Thank you so much for chiming in. We needed that. I'm trying to find the right blessing. I've got a few minutes, so I hope I can get this done. I want to say thank you, everyone, for listening to the show. I'm going to do a blessing about our deceased, okay? It's called the blessing in the new dawn. I give you this one thought to keep. I am with you still. I do not sleep. I'm 1,000 winds that blow. I am the diamond glints on the snow. I am the sunlight on the ripened grain, and I am the gentle autumn rain. When you awaken in the morning hush, I am the swift, uplifting rush of quiet birds in circled flight. I am the soft stars that shine at night. Do not think of me as gone. I am with you still in each new dawn. Thank you for listening to Family Spirit International.
Thank y'all. See you next week. Bye, y'all.